a little surprised by the response, particularly from like some of the conservatives on the court. Kavanaugh, this is in the SB 8 hearing, or oral arguments, I should say, which is, and I don't know why all the worst ones are number 8. Have you noticed that? The Senate Bill 8s are always the worst. I don't know.
It's an evil number. It's the same on top and the bottom.
Yeah.
Very unsettling. We don't like it. Numerology.
This is the essentially abortion ban in Texas. And the thing that they're focusing on was an innovation by the state of Texas to avoid federal court jurisdiction by not having anyone in the state essentially have any role in punishing people who aided and abetted, encouraged, or provided an abortion. Instead, the law essentially deputized people to go out and sue anybody associated with an abortion for $10,000. And those people didn't even have to be in the state. This is a way to skirt federal jurisdiction over what are constitutional issues. That is mostly where the Supreme Court seemed to have a problem with this, which in some ways sets it up for the Mississippi case at 15 weeks. But here's Elena Kagan talking about that dynamic in this law.
And if this court is going to stand by its
General
word,
Stone, I think what Justice Breyer is suggesting is that the entire point of this law, its purpose and its effect, is to find the chink in the armor of Ex parte Young. That Ex parte Young set out a basic principle of how our government is supposed to work and how people can seek review of unconstitutional state laws. And the fact that after, these many years, some geniuses came up with a way to evade the commands of that decision, as well as the command that the even broader principle that states are not to nullify federal constitutional rights. And to say, we've never seen this before, so we can't do anything about it. I guess I just don't understand the argument.
Yeah, in other words, you can't just simply say because this is an innovation that we shouldn't touch it. We are tasked with making sure that the Constitution is not abridged. And just because you figured out a new innovative way in which to abridge it without us supposedly having the ability to address it, you get a cookie, but that's about it.
Yeah, a pat on the head. Good job being really skeevy and deceptive.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're sly but evil, so you get a pass?
Right. And of course, I think Kavanaugh was like, what happens with the other constitutional rights? Now, a lot of people made a big deal about him saying other constitutional rights. But the fact of the matter is, right now, abortion is a constitutional right, and it certainly would make sense for Kavanaugh to respect the existence of constitutional rights as they exist today, as outlined by the Supreme Court. But that doesn't mean that he can't abridge those going forward. I also, it is a constitutional right, but only because I believe the Supreme Court in the past made mistakes. He understands, too, though, that New York State could do the same thing. $10,000 if somebody carries a gun around. You sue them. On and on and on.
It can be done, and that's why they're not going to, in my opinion, side with Texas here.
No way.
There's no way, but they can side with Mississippi. They can nullify and throw water on this bounty system that Texas has created in order to sue private citizens who aid and abet abortions, as Sam just explained. They don't want to set that. They don't. It's like a slippery slope for them. Then they have to deal with all this other stuff from the left. But they can abridge the right to an abortion, and I think that they will with the Mississippi law in their hands.